Today's decoconutting technique is called oil pulling. Oil pulling involves swilling oil around in your mouth for 20 minutes a day to keep your mouth and body healthy. It started about 3,000 years ago in ancient India in their Ayurvedic, traditional Indian medicine. It's called Ayurveda. And it's important to remember from a modern medical perspective, Ayurveda says some things that are sensible and some that are insane. With that in mind, oil pulling apologists make some claims for oil pulling that are scientifically verifiable and some that are a bit more mystical and could be made up. So we're going to look at all of those in just a minute. Now, but first, how do you oil pull? Step 1, get a tablespoon of oil in a way that you feel most comfortable with. Step 2, swill it around in your mouth for around 20 minutes. Step 2A, do not use massage oil. Do not swallow the oil at any time. As you're doing it, you're going to feel the oil growing, a ball of oil growing in your mouth, like there's a child growing in your mouth. So don't worry, traditional medicine is not often meant to feel comfortable, but it is natural and it's not doing you any harm. Just don't spit it out, keep it in there, and just go about your daily chores. It helps the time pass faster as you're swilling the oil around. Go and do the things you would normally do. Step 3, when you're finished, make sure you dispose of it responsibly. Not like this. But like this. It's important to not spit the oil into your sink as it can clog up your pipes, and then you'll have to admit to your landlord that you do traditional medicine. But what can you get out of oil pulling? The science is limited but growing, and there are some studies that show that it can help remove harmful bacteria from your mouth. You have between 1,000 and 10,000 bacteria on each individual tooth. Each of these bacteria have a fatty outer coating, and when they come into contact with another fatty substance, such as oil, they have a tendency to stick to that substance. So you're taking out bacteria that can cause both disease and bad breath. Some oil pulling practitioners say it draws out toxic substances from the blood and tissues, but that's what your kidney and liver does, and there's no evidence oil pulling can do that. In Ayurveda, it's believed the body can collect toxins called Amma. AMA is actually also the acronym for the Australian Medical Association, who are fairly skeptical of Ayurveda and the concept of toxins. That aside though, the concept of Amma in Ayurveda is that toxins can gather in the body from your environment and from undigested food, and when they gather, they need to be cleansed, not just by your kidney and liver, but by cleansing practices such as drinking water, honey and ginger in the morning, oil massages, enemas, yoga, oil pulling. We don't have strong scientific evidence that you do need to do all that extra cleansing to be healthy, but Ayurveda can go out and prove that you do in the coming years and win the AMA over. Oil pulling made me feel more Indian. It's quite slow paced, it's very much in the body rather than the mind, it's natural feeling, it feels like you're in tune with nature, like you've got a nut in your mouth. It's good in that sense, but it takes a lot of time, and I don't think I would want to give up 20 minutes a day to it, when flossing, brushing, and mouthwashing seems to do the job. Most dentists say that is enough, but you can add oil pulling if you want to, and potentially the oil captures certain particles in your mouth that the water might miss because of its different properties. So there is that benefit, but in general, probably a little bit too much work, as much as I do want to de-coconut. And a lot of Australians actually prefer to use Listerine before they go to bed. And that is so that the last flavour that they can have in their mouth before they fall unconscious is alcohol. Indians tend to prefer coconut. Try it out, see if you like it. And if you want to follow me on more de-coconutting adventures, subscribe to the channel. See you next time.